So, today I'm going to be attempting to survive the mysterious forest in Darkwood, scavenge for supplies, explore my surroundings and hopefully find an escape. If you don't know, Darkwood is a survival horror game that features a crafting system, a day and night cycle, trading and NPC interactions, a skill system, stealth and combat, as well as multiple storyline branches which alter several aspects of the world. And well, with that out of the way, day 1. I woke up on the floor. I inspected the weird stove. I found a book about mushrooms in a wardrobe. I then found a big hole in my wall, so I quickly covered it up. I picked some mushrooms before going out to explore. While exploring the area, I found fuel in a broken tractor. With that newly acquired fuel, I headed back to fill up my generator in preparation for nightfall. I stashed my loot real quick and realized that mushrooms could be used to receive essence at the oven. Cook this? Oh yeah, by cooking. As I made my way through the forest, I found a corpse with more fuel on it. Nice. I found an elk. Elk? See. Oh, he's not. Then I made my way to the house with an underground entrance. Here I found some supplies. Cigarettes and an underground tunnel. In the tunnel I found a door that required a key. I went home and got a perk, then I spent the rest of the day looting. So during the night I mostly stay in the fetal position, in a corner, crying. Then I had a visitor. Day 2. I met a friend in my kitchen. I started working on my hideout by barricading some windows and repairing the broken door. Walked into my own bear trap. I then crafted a board with nails to use as a weapon. I went out looting again. Met some resistance by the camp. I then found this house in the silent forest, but I didn't want to go in because it were infested. I then found the wedding by these pedals leading me through a maze made out of corn plants. And unfortunately for me, there wasn't anything of interest inside of the wedding chapel, other than a bunch of tables and chairs I could drag around. So I made my way back. And it was getting dark, so I passed by the Wolfman's camp. But after a disappointing day without any major progression, I turned on my generator, I went inside of my bedroom, and I placed myself in my safe corner, waiting for nightfall. Day 3. I started the day off by finding a new friend standing in my living room. It was yet another trader who'd visit me. Then I returned to the wedding in hopes to find something I missed yesterday. Sadly, the dog had to go in order to save myself from the diseases it carries. Luckily for me though, a new friend appeared, but after a quick disagreement, he too had to be removed. After I had committed my horrible crime, I desperately started to look for something I might have missed the previous day to justify my actions and somehow suppress the guilt that was plaguing my mind. But unfortunately, I left empty-handed. In desperation for progress, I returned to the house in the silent forest. I started to make my way through the bug-infested house, pushing myself through the toxic matter that was covering the floor. At the second part of the house, I found an egg. With a swing of my board, I was able to puncture it and grab the embryo that was laying inside. After finding this embryo, a moment of realization crept in. I'm at day 3. I haven't done much progress, so I headed back to the underground entrance. Here I found something I had missed. I found this creature thing in the wall. It had this odd meat inside of it. I quickly took it, didn't know what to do with it. So then, before nightfall came, I decided to go down to the burnt house to see if there's something, like the smallest glimpse of hope to progress. Here I stumbled upon a metal door, which required a key, and I did not have that key, so my efforts were in vain. As it was getting darker, I saw this person standing in what looked like a ritual thing, but I did not have time to explore the strange phenomenon I stumbled upon just yet. Nighttime was here, and as usual, I was in my safe corner praying that I would survive the night. But suddenly, someone or something opened my door once again, but this time I was not afraid of a confrontation. There's someone in my fucking kitchen again. Should I? Fuck it. As I went through the door, I heard a voice behind me. To my surprise, there was someone sitting on my bed, complaining about wanting to go home and that he needed to get away from here. The man didn't make much sense, but that didn't matter because I couldn't believe my eyes. I couldn't believe I was no longer alone anymore. But the comforting feeling about not being alone anymore did not last. As I was checking the kitchen, it disappeared. Now I was all alone again. Day 4. My friend was once again back, and I checked if he had something new to trade. I returned to the ritual to investigate further. Here I found a cultist. He didn't make much sense, less than noises and grunts. The two cultists scattered when I disrupted the ritual, and once I caught up with one of them, I started to swing my board in frustration of not getting any answers. And as I was making my way along the routes, I found an opening. I went through the opening and I found myself in what looked like a room. It had a lamp and a chair, but no signs of life. I then found some supplies in a wardrobe and I took it. I then saw I could push the wardrobe to access a generator, but it didn't lead to anything. As the day went on by running around aimlessly, I decided to make my way back to the ritual site. I desperately placed myself in the middle of the mysterious markings in hopes that the Almighty would hear my cry for help. But once again, I was left with more questions than answers. Oh fuck. They're back. As I heard footsteps approaching, I peeked through the cracks in the wall and to my surprise a familiar face looked back at me. It was the same cultist from the ritual and he was back for revenge. Unluckily for him, this time, I was not gonna let him get away. Sorry, I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching this far in the video. I'm probably going to get like 10 views or so I really appreciate you giving me a chance and I hope this video is not all too bad to watch. Day 5. As usual, I greeted my friend who was visiting me in the morning and I looked if he had something new to trade. Then I made a big discovery. If you held matches, you can light them and throw them on the ground. And this is where I got an idea. So I rushed back to the silent forest to test out this new theory I had. It worked. It actually worked. My mood was better than ever, because with this new discovery, I could pour fuel on the floor and light it on fire using matches to get rid of the toxic matter that was in my way. And that is exactly what I did. With the power of flames, I eradicated the toxic matter, making a safe passage between the two different houses. But why did this help me to find something when I had already explored this part of the house? Well, to keep it short, it helped me by making me go back to the Silent Forest house because it was here I realized that I had missed something very important. I couldn't believe my eyes. There it was, the code for the metal door that leads me to the Silent Forest. At the same time, joy overtook my body. I couldn't overlook the fact that my own stupidity was the sole reason that I couldn't progress earlier. I quickly made my way to the metal door, and I entered the code, and the code worked. As I pushed through the door, I caught a glimpse of what looked like a man laying on the floor. He had shotgun shells and a map of the forest on him, but he had something to say. Look for an exit beneath the floor. And that is what I did. I went back to my house and I looked for what the man so called an exit. As I was staring at the sunset through my windows, I knew that things were looking up for me. Who knew what treasures could be lurking in the silent forest? But exploring the new area had to wait until tomorrow, because now my only focus is making it through the night. Come in. I definitely came in. Oh no. Hello! Hey, what the fuck? Did you just... Well, there you go. I survived 5 days in Darkwood. I know this video is not the best, but if you found something that you enjoyed, please consider subscribing, as it would mean the world to me, and I hope to bring you more videos in the future. Well, that's it for me, and I hope to see you again soon.